have Lucy Shrimpton from the Sleep Nanny. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Yes, good, thank you.
Tell me, you're kind of almost local, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty local.
Yeah.
Just down the road.
Just down the road, okay. I had no idea there was a bit of rivalry between Southampton and Portsmouth.
Yeah, I think it goes back to football, really.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me about Sleep Nanny.
Yeah, so the Sleep Nanny is my brand. I am the Sleep Nanny. And what that means is I help families who have difficulty with their little one's sleep. And that's right from birth up to age 6.
Okay.
All kinds of challenges, not sleeping, getting up repeatedly at night, anything behavioural. I help them solve. So I'm not a doctor, it's not medical. If they have got medical complications, I will refer them to the right people. But anything behavioural.
That's pretty cool. But do you stay with them or do you just talk them?
I don't. I coach them. So I assess the situation, help them set up a plan that's going to be right for them, so it's tailored to them. And then I coach them through the process. So if they're struggling, it's amazing how much accountability helps parents through. You could give them a plan and then a few days later they're going to be saying, I'm not going to bother. But if they know they've got to report back to me, give me an update or ask questions, it really helps to keep them going, encourage them when they're feeling low, and just make tweaks along the way, because until you get started you don't know how a child's going to respond, and what you might need to adjust. So
I think it must be quite almost heartbreaking for a parent to start doing stuff that they don't normally do for a child or to a child. So if there are behavioural problems that they've kind of grown up with, and all of a sudden they're having to confront these troubles, sometimes it's easy to say, let them get on with it, it'll be okay. I mean, I don't have children, so I don't know. I have a pet dog, he's up and down.
Sometimes they're similar. When I say behavioural, I don't in any way mean misbehaving or being naughty. So by behavioural, I very much mean not medical. No. So for instance, with babies, learning to put yourself to sleep, it is a learned skill. It's not like breathing. It's not something we just get. It's actually a learned skill.
I had no idea.
No, and people don't, and they think, they'll just get there eventually. And then when they get months and months down the line and they're sleep deprived, they think, well, why isn't it happening? What's going on? And it's because their child needs to be taught it in a way that works for them. And I had a lady who had 5 kids, and it was the 5th one that she had trouble with, and she was saying, I've done this 4 times before, what am I doing wrong? And I said, you're not doing anything wrong. This child's just got a different temperament. He needs a bit of a different approach from you. It was a 16-month-old little boy, and within less than a week we'd transformed how he was going to sleep, and it was purely because he didn't know how to get himself to sleep, and he needed to be shown how. That doesn't mean shut them in a room, leave them quiet. Which a lot of people,
don't do that.
No, and so many people think that that's what sleep training means, and it's some horrible, traumatic experience. It's really not. Everything I do is very gentle, responsive. Letting a child know that you are there for them. You've not abandoned them. Meeting their needs. Their needs might not always be the same as their wants. But it's finding out what do they need, supporting them, but whilst also giving them a bit of space to learn and practice and develop the skills so that they can put themselves to sleep and then back to sleep when they wake in the night.
And what sort of age bracket are you looking at?
Well, I work with families from 0 to 6.
Okay.
I could work with children a bit older than that, but it's not really my expertise. I've got some knowledge of that, but it's not my forte. I would say the most common range of people that I speak with and families that come to me are between about 6 months and probably 3.5 years. That's the most popular time that people are looking for my help.
I've got a great niece, and she's absolutely amazing. We have her like almost every other weekendish. And when she comes to us, she sleeps like a baby. She will sleep a good 12-13 hours. She's 2 years old. And yet when she sleeps with her grandmother, she wakes up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and wakes them up and so on. So all we did was we got her a new bed.
How funny. And it can be that strange that just in different environment, different people, they behave differently. Even young babies who you would think, well, what do they know? But you could even take a 5-month-old baby who doesn't sleep at home, spends one night at the grandparents' house and sleeps through. and the parents think, well, why did they do it for you? And it can be really
we get that question. We get a question, why does do well for you and not for us?
Yeah.
We hire her out, we take her out all day long.
Yeah.
Every time she's over here, we take her to a farm and so on, and when she goes to bed, she sleeps in a proper bed, she really enjoys it.
And sometimes it is actually just the expectation. So if they're expecting something from the parents all the time, that could be mum feeding them back to sleep, or it could be a certain thing, rocking, or a certain ritual that the parents do.
Yeah.
Suddenly they're not with their parents, they don't expect that same treatment. So they just they're like, yeah, okay, that's not gonna happen here. And she
just goes to sleep now. We lay her on a cot, okay, and she's like,
amazing.
Yeah, she sits there, she looks up. We've got a big camera above her head so we can see what's going on.
Yeah.
And she can see her falling asleep, and she'll sleep right through until
fantastic.
7 o'clock the following morning quite easily.
That is so good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Lots of parents will be wishing for that kind of. Yeah.
Mind you, we don't have it all day every day. I think she'd be a bit of a handful if we had it all day.
All the time, yeah. 1 in 4 children have real difficulty with sleeping. That's how common it is.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
1 in 4. Yeah. That's a big figure.
Yeah.
Tell me, you brought something with you. What's that?
So this is my book, The Sleep Nanny System.
Okay.
Best-selling. It's I launched in September last year.
Oh, congrats!
And thank you. And it's really designed. I mean, I'm a parent. I had these struggles. I've been through this.
Yeah.
I've then gained the knowledge and expertise to help other families.
Yeah.
And what I've done with my book is I've really just simplified it and made it a real digestible, a digestible piece of information that people can absorb when they're sleep deprived, and when they're rather than looking at a massive novel that they think, that's great, I've got the book, but how am I going to get through it? This is a book that's manageable. It's broken down with summary boxes, and there's various diagrams and things to just really help it to sink in for a tired parent, so they actually can pick this up, read it, and start implementing the tips and the strategies in the book right away.
Fantastic. How do people get the book?
It's on Amazon.
Okay.
And the paperback, you can also get the Kindle version via my website, which is sleepnanny.co.uk. There's loads of links there where you can get digital download, immediately, so you can have your hands on it straight away. And also, it doesn't just stop at the book. So if you were reading my book and then you thought, actually, I really want to ask a question, it's kind of interactive. You can join my members club or book in a call with me. Okay. You can, in the members club we have weekly support calls. So you might say, right, I'm going to join the members club.
Tell us a bit more about that, would you? What is a support group and club?
So with the members club, you join. You pay monthly. You can join for 1 month, 3 months, a year, whatever you want. There's no minimum tie-in, because you might only need me for a month. So it's entirely for however long you need it. And in the members club, you get access to the resource library, which contains videos, handouts, charts, guides, like you name it. It's loaded with resources in there. And on top of that, we have the weekly support calls, which are just for members.
Okay.
You get sent an invite every week to tell you the call is at this time on this day.
Nice.
And you just jump on. And I tend to say, if you've got a question, try and email it in advance, because it just helps for me to order things through. But jump on the call, ask me your questions, and and I'll answer the questions as we go. So you could be like halfway through the book and think, I just want to check this, or I just want to ask about this specifically to my child.
Sure.
And jump on the call, I can answer the questions. So it's like asking the book,
Fantastic.
It's a book that talks back.
Yeah. You also do business advice, do you?
Not as such, no.
Okay. What's that business thing you were talking about earlier on then?
Well, my business, I guess. I'm very business-minded.
Okay.
I really want to lift the lid on what I do with my brand. So most people that get into what I do, they are like myself. They're probably a mum that's been through this. They've got some certification, and they help people one-to-one, and that's what they do. Almost like what I call almost like a part-time mum-style business, second income or whatever.
Yeah.
For me, it's my heart and soul. It's my baby, and I want to grow this. I want to expand. My plans next year are to train up other coaches as well, to really be able to put this, all over the UK.
So it's not like a franchise or a
license program. Yeah.
Excellent, fantastic. That's really good.
Because I have created digital products as well. I have got online self-led learning programs, so they can parents can go through the trainings. There's videos and handouts to almost absorb my knowledge and then apply that to their child. So that's for parents. But you know, nothing really replaces a person, and I'm only one person. So to expand and have other sleep nannies really certified out there
to a winner there, miss.
Yeah. So when it comes to business, I'm ambitious and I'm driven, and I have the bar set pretty high for myself.
Fantastic. I think you've got a really good plan there. Pretty much recession-proof in a way, because we're always going to have children. You know, and if 1 in 4 can't sleep properly, then there's definitely a business model there. How do people find you?
So Facebook is a big one, because lots of parents are hanging out on Facebook looking for advice and typing things in. So we have a big Facebook presence. Of course, online, even if you Google anything about sleep, I probably will come up somewhere.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, Sleep Nanny, sleepnanny.co.uk is the site. Everything's on there.
Okay, and people can reach you also by email at lucy@sleepnanny.co.uk. Have you got a Twitter handle?
Yes, Twitter is Lucy Sleep Coach.
Okay, wonderful. Lucy, thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
It's going to be a hot day in Portsmouth. Hang about if you want to.
Yeah, it's going to be lovely.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. Come up next, we've got a little bit of Wrapped Up by Mumpreneurs. Stay with us for lots more interviews.